Hello guys, welcome to Texas Masbatenia Lovers YouTube channel. So today we're going to review, I kind of mentioned it in my last video, didn't I? But we're going to review the brand new, just released Samsung Galaxy S7 Tab Plus. This is the larger of the two models. So we're just going to do a basic review on it and look at some of the features, and I'll talk about my previous tablet. I don't have the previous tablet, I traded it in, so can't do a side-by-side comparison. I also purchased the book cover case with this one because I didn't want to bring this thing home without a case. I hadn't ordered one from Amazon. I don't have the original packaging, but this case here is not cheap. It's about $70 because it has Samsung's name over it. You know they're going to overcharge for everything. Has a cutout hole here because the S Pen magnetically attaches to the back of the tablet. So I also purchased a cheaper tablet from Amazon, a Fintai if I'm pronouncing it right. And it's just like the book cover case I had for my Galaxy S5e, and it just has a lot smaller footprint on it. When this thing lays on a desk, it does take up a lot of space. If you're taking that thing on an airplane and you're on one of those little fold-down tables in the front, you're not going to have this much room to stick a tablet on. So I have another smaller profile case that I ordered. So let's go ahead and get going with this review. Be back in a minute.
Please subscribe nyo po at i-follow nyo ang YouTube channel ng Masbatenia-Texas Lovers. At sa mga YouTube lovers dyan, yun po natin ang YouTube channel. Again, subscribe nyo ang channel ng Masbatenia-Texas Lovers. Okay, salamat po.
So this is, again guys, it's kind of a fake unboxing. I've already had it out, I've used it for a week, but I thought I'd package it back up again, and let's just see what's in here. Remember Samsung used to give away headphones and all other kinds of goodies? Well, they don't do that anymore, so it's real minimal as to what they put in here. So I kind of hate here at Best Buy put their ugly pickup label on here, but pretty nice case. So the tablet is at the top of the case. It has a protective, almost like a cloth-like cover on it. So take it out of there. There's kind of a sticky back to it. I'm going to use this as a platform to put the tablet down. So this is the Galaxy Tab S7. This is a 12.4-inch tablet, Super AMOLED display, and we'll get to the rest of the review here in a second. So guys, just continuing with the unboxing, we already took the tablet out, but in here you get very minimalistic little prizes here, or accessories. Power adapter. This one is only, I believe, the lower end, I think it's 18 watt. This takes a long time to charge this tablet up from 0 to 100. I'd say pretty close to 3 hours. They gave you the cheaper one. If you want to do faster charging, you'd use the 25 watt one, or you could use the 45 watt one, which is sold separately from this unit. So get that. Of course, you get one of the main features of the tablet, which is the S Pen. And we already know what's in here, the cord for the adapter. This is very short. It's only like about 3 foot long. Inside here, I'm not even going to bother with it. There's an instruction booklet and some promotional items. But on the back, you're going to need this, the SIM pullers here. And to get at the SD card, you're going to need that SIM puller, so keep that handy. And that is all you get in this box. And the proper location where the S Pen goes is right on the back of this tablet. It is connected magnetically. Okay, so we'll continue on with the review here in a moment. So we're gonna go ahead and power this thing up. This has been pre-configured already. It has its usual power-up screen. It's always in the landscape mode, or should I say the regular portrait mode, even though it's a tablet. turn it back to its proper aspect ratio. So it's coming up with its normal lock screen on here. So we're going to go ahead and skip the part here where I'm doing the unlocking the screen because it has my password. So guys, we're just going to take a quick look at the build quality of this tablet without any case on it. The front of it is the Super AMOLED panel, all glass. I believe this is the Gorilla Glass 6 on here. I could be wrong on that. It's supposed to be very scratch resistant. I would say don't count on that. Always protect it. Always keep it in its case. Never lay it flat down on its glass. But a beautiful, beautiful front panel display. The tablet is very thin, as you can see, and it's a little heavier than Samsung's previous models, but that's to be expected. It is a 12.4 inch rather screen. The back of it is aluminum. It's a kind of a gunmetal gray. Finally, they got rid of that glass. I was not a big fan of that glass display that they had on, I believe, the Galaxy Tab S3, my predecessor, the one I owned for a couple years. This is much better. It's not going to crack when you drop it. I would not recommend that you take this and lay it directly on any hard surface. It could scratch. Always keep it in this case, or as you can see here, I laid it down on the book cover case. The cutout for the S Pen is very handy. You could take the S Pen and then you could gently place it on here and it just snaps into place. So overall, I'm very satisfied with the construction of this tablet. It's definitely a flagship premium feel when you hold it. So guys, this is the tablet in the Samsung book cover case. I picked up this case the same day I got the tablet because I didn't want to bring it home and not have it in a case, and there wasn't anything really available on Amazon yet. So this thing's rather pricey. It's about $70. When you stand it up on the case or stand the tablet up, you can see it does have a large, I would call, footprint on the bottom. I would say this is not very good to take on a plane. This would not fit on the tray table. Well, I'll show you why later. I did pick up another case for it, and that's going to be looked at later in the video. So it's rigid. It has these little lines that you have to line up the tablet on to put it on the case. So basically, you would push the tablet back, close it, and then you put it on these lines. It has 2 adjustable settings on it, and most of the time I use this one. When you close it up, it does have the cutout for the S Pen, and the S Pen sits there magnetically. It also does have a little area right down here. It's hard to see because it's all black. The S Pen could go right there where my fingers are moving around. So when you close it up, you could put the S Pen away. You could stow it in there. So it's a nice case. I recommend it, but if you're going to be traveling on a plane, I'd say it wouldn't be the best choice. But that's the Samsung book cover case. So guys, this is the tablet set up on its case here. Got the lights off in the room, and I kind of turned the brightness up to about half, so it is not automatically adjusting. This does have some impressive specs. The Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, 6 gigs of RAM, Super AMOLED Plus display, pretty much close to 3K specs. It's absolutely amazing. The one thing I really want to showcase on this is I was playing around with YouTube, and there's a Dolby Atmos, because this tablet has Dolby Atmos capability. There's a Dolby Atmos demonstration video where it demonstrates simulated surround sound on a mobile device, and I literally heard when the balls were running around on the screen, I could hear almost as if these objects were behind me, that I could hear a sound behind me. Now this is on a Note 10, which I believe has dual mics, so maybe to some extent we can duplicate that effect, and let's try that real quick. So you go to YouTube, and I'm going to roll this video back to the beginning. And I'm going to hit play, and then I'm not going to play the whole thing, just the surround sound part. And then we'll be the judge later whether or not we can actually replicate this on a phone.
This is Dolby Cinema. It's where the most advanced cinematic technology you've ever experienced begins. This is Dolby Atmos. The number of speakers around you no longer matters, because this is the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy. Whether the soundscape sits the mood of the scene,
Come on, you guys, let's go.
or captures the full extent
My secret.
of nature's fury.
Okay, guys, we're going to demonstrate the 4K 120 hertz just looking at the video. The sound is incredible on this test video, but let's just see how it looks. This video is 4K 120 hertz refresh. Okay, that was absolutely incredible. So what we're going to do now is just kind of move around and look at the responsiveness, how fast some of these apps open and close. So the best one usually to open to give you a good test is Netflix. Look how instantly that opened, no delay at all. Let's try Google Play Movies and TV. Little app loading lag there. What's some commonly other ones that people open up a lot? Facebook, let's see that. Opened up almost instantly. So it's very responsive, snappy. Guess we can look at the Netflix, look at the quality of some of these videos here. Absolutely no lag at all. So one of the main features of this, of course, this thing is sporting an S Pen. So I'm not a big S Pen user myself, but I will demonstrate some of the features that you can do with it. So the S Pen is attached to the back, like I said. On this real fancy tablet, it also attaches on the bottom if you need it, but it's good to leave it on the charger. So just like any other Note device, if you activate the features right here in the corner, you'll see that there's like a little pin symbol. If you push this little button, you'll open up the standard features that are available with the S Pen. It looks like this thing might be struggling a little bit with the autofocus, so hold on here for a second. So to activate any S Pen features, there's a little pin symbol here. You put the pin relatively close to that. Push the little button. It'll open up your features, which you have Create Notes, View All Notes, Smart Test, Screen Write, Live Messages, AR Doodle, Translate Pinup, and you can add shortcuts. Smart Select is one that I like to use a lot. And basically, you could select any portion of the screen and make a screenshot. And then it went ahead and it cut out that portion of the screen. And then you just push that and it downloads that to the gallery. Some other things you can do with that. You can create a note. And basically, you just write on the screen. It's very responsive. From what I heard, there's a 9 millisecond response time. because of the 120 hertz refresh rate. Right now I have it on that speed. The video setting, remember, you will lose battery if you leave it on there. So if it's just basic features, put it back on the 60 hertz refresh rate. But you have your notes here. You can attach things to it. You can share them. Again, I'm not a big S Pen user, but it is pretty amazing what it can do. And it looks like it's trying to give me a demo right here. So the other amazing thing of this S Pen, I'm in the camera mode right now, is the pen can control things with certain gestures. Like I can flip around from doing the selfie mode, and then just using the pen, flip it back there. So I'm just moving the pen up and down to record a video. As you can see, the tablet right now is recording that scene behind there. And then to stop it, you just push down the button on the pen real quick. And then if I want to flip up and do a selfie of myself and then start recording that selfie, you can see it's in record now, and turn it off. The other functions of the pen is when you're playing a video, you can play and pause the video. So right now the video stopped, and using the button right here on the pen, and I'm going to do the gesture. Push play again. I believe if you swipe from forward to side, you could go to the next video. So I just moved the pen from the left to the right like that, and I went to the next video. And then by swiping the pen, you can't see me doing it, of course. Oh, you can, because it's reflecting. How cool. So I went back to that 4K video again. And the up and down gesture turns the volume up and down. Pin down, pin up. So that's pretty much what I'm going to display on gestures. So guys, what I'd like to do next, I'm not comparing a tablet against a phone, but I want to compare the speediness and snappiness of how the Snapdragon 855 processor, which is in the smaller Note 10 Plus 5G, that's over here to the right, and then the tablet sporting the Snapdragon 865 processor. So I'm touching those continuously so they don't go into screen timeout. So what I'm going to do with the tablet having the Snapdragon 865 and the phone having the 855 is I want to see how fast these tablets can open up the common apps and comparing which processor is faster. So I'm going to close out all the apps so they're not in the tray. Close that out. If you notice, it's very familiar, the interface. The reason being is that Samsung is using an interface called One UI, which is an overlay on Android. So the experience is pretty much the same on every different Samsung device. So what we're going to demonstrate here is if you look at the settings, almost identical. And that's the One UI layout. So if you expand this a little bit more, they're almost identical. That's just demonstrating Samsung is trying to, in some ways, copy Apple and have the same experience throughout their device. So let's just look at some apps here that are core apps, and let's just see how fast they open. So this is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to keep the screen awake. The Netflix app on both of these devices. So I'm going to get my finger poised over this one and let's go. Almost identical. They open together. I press them exactly the same. So Netflix probably isn't a power-hungry, labor-intensive app. So we're going to hit the home screen on both. Let's go ahead and open up YouTube. Now YouTube is sitting inside a folder, so I need to open up the folder on this one. And let's try to open them at the same time. Oh, let's do that properly. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It looks like the Samsung tablet, the Galaxy Tab, beat it by half a second. Really not a whole much of difference here. Okay, let's look at Facebook. Again, on both these devices, those are hidden in folders. So Facebook here, Facebook here, and let's do 1, 2, 3. Instant. No difference. Okay. Another thing we're going to try here, and I'm going to prep it up, and I'll put this video on pause, is we're going to try to do a reboot on the devices. So I don't need to put it on pause. We'll just shut them down. This guy likes to run Bixby. So the shutdown menu here is there. So guys, what I'd like to do now is compare the boot up of these two devices. Remember, we had discussed that one device, the Note 10 Plus to the right, is using the older Snapdragon 855 processor from last year, and the Galaxy Tab S7 to the left is using the newer Snapdragon 865 Plus processor. So I want to do a power up test to see which one powers up first. And just keep in mind, a lot of people might think comparing a tablet to a phone is apples to oranges. They are identical as far as how the processor architecture is laid out, and the way the memory is handled. So the boot up test is fully valid between these two devices. So let me get positioned here properly, and let's count. Okay, I'm going to push them both together. 1, 2, 3. We don't need to count. We'll just see which one comes up to the login, or rather the lock screen first. Looks like the Galaxy Tab has an advantage here. It's like 2 seconds earlier. T-Mobile screen on there, and look, this thing's it's ready to talk. So looks like a slight advantage there to the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus versus the Note, but that's to be expected. So the last thing I like to do here is try out this new tablet case. Like I mentioned before, I like to have one that has a lower profile when you're on an airplane, so the bottom of it's so big. So this is a rather cheap one I got off of Amazon. I think it was $16. I think it's a fin tie. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out of its little case here. You can call it that. It's just plastic enclosure. It looks just like the one I had for the tablet I gave away. Protective inserts. Looks like the tablet would pretty much snap into it like this. So we're going to lay it flat. We're going to safely take the pin, put it to the side. Make sure the cutouts match. The pin cutout is right there. We're going to lay it down into this one here. Wonder how tight it has to snap in. I think I got it snapped in. And now I do see the pin could go inside here in this little cutout. So the last thing I like to do, guys, here is just demonstrate how to stand it up. You basically just take this and you fold it around the back and make a triangle. And it looks like there's only one position. You do have to check it to make sure that that is folded properly and it's snug, otherwise the tablet could fall. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, the S Pen is stored nicely in this little cutout hole here. To get the S Pen out, there's little holes in the back, and you just push forward like this and then close it up. And if you want to store the pin on the back, the pin would just nicely magnetically attach. And it does have to attach with the pointy side this way. So that's how it attaches. Pretty cool. This is the Galaxy S7 Plus regular mode, not wide. the next clip, you'll see change. This is the S7 Plus wide mode in the still photo, 16:9 aspect ratio on both. This is a video example in 16:9 wide mode. It doesn't look like you can switch between the modes. 16:9 wide mode. It's on the highest setting. This is 16:9 regular mode. Kind of sunny outside, so I can't spin the other way. So guys, thank you for watching this review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. I hope you enjoyed. By not any means, it's not a professional review, but I tried to go through some of the main points of the tablet. It's a highly recommended buy if you like beautiful color, strong processing for playing games, and just basically editing features with the pen. It's a far cry over my previous tablet, which didn't have an S Pen. Now the S5e was beautiful, had a beautiful display, but I just wanted something bigger and a little bit more up to date. And if I want to do any editing, I've got the luxury of the S Pen. Samsung sells another model, the Galaxy Tab S7, which is, I believe, like around 10.5 or 11 inch. Nice tablet, same processor, but it's not a Super AMOLED. It's a regular LCD TFT. So I'm thinking, why would anybody in this day and age put a regular LCD, especially Samsung, in the Galaxy Tab lineup? There's no comparison between regular LCD and Super AMOLED OLED. So I would say spend a couple extra $100, get the larger Tab S7. Absolutely gorgeous tablet, highly recommended. And thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, click the like button and a reminder bell so you will be reminded when we load up new videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care.